Hi, welcome to Littleton Common. I'm Barbara McRae. You know, I just got back from a visit to California, and don't let them fool you folks. It was cold in Mission Viejo, especially in the morning. Finally, on our last 2 days there, the temperature went up to 80. So we all have our so-called weather, and I still like New England best. Are you putting off doing your taxes? Well, don't, because Tony Jasinski is here at the Council on Aging each Tuesday giving assistance to you seniors. He started in February and will continue through April. Get it done. It's so easy with Tony. But call 978-540-2470 for an appointment. And there's a reminder that Senator Eldridge will be at the Townhouse in room 230 on March 18th at 10 in the morning. Come on in and talk to him. You must have some questions for him. Take advantage of the time he has here. Don't just ask your friends what is happening at the State House. Ask the source, Senator Eldridge. If he doesn't have the answer, I'm sure he will find out for you. He's a nice young guy, so come visit with him. Tina Mader's Living Alone support group will also be meeting on Thursday, March 18th. So why don't you go to room 230 to chat with the senator, and then to room 233 for the Living Alone group. Barry Curcio will be the speaker on Living Alone. Negative feelings, changes you can make, and this is what Barry wants to put across to you. So he's very knowledgeable on many subjects. So join Tina, Barry, and your friends at 10:30 in room 233 on March 18th. If you're alone and wish to join this group, call Tina at 540-2472 and let her know you're interested in attending. Last month, the group went to visit with Rita Biagioni at her clubhouse at 17 Stevens Street. Remember where the baseball card shop was at one time? Well, Rita gave a program on living healthy and staying active. I have heard that they really enjoyed this day. So see what you're missing if you are living alone? You could be part of Tina's support group. I spoke to Rita Biagioni and have invited her to come on the show to speak to all of us. Look for her on a future show and learn what you can do to stay healthy. Why not live a full, active life while we are able? The blood pressure clinic is March 9th at 11 to noon at the Senior Diner. Pine Tree Park Community Room will be the place for the blood pressure clinic and coffee hour on Thursday, March 25th, and that'll be from 10 to 11. Now, let's go to Gail Dalton at the Senior Diner with news from the Senior Diner. Hi, Gail.
Hello, Barbara. And for the month of March, actually March is going to be a very busy month because it's also springtime is coming, so I think everyone's going to be happy that the cold weather is leaving us, and I know I'm thrilled for March 1st. So, and also March 1st, for those people who don't know, that'll be my 6 years being here, being the site manager. So I enjoyed my 6 years, so let's hope I continue on for another 6. Okay, for March, we have a lot of things going on. Minuteman Senior Services are running a lot of seminars during the month of March, and one of the first ones they're doing is providing, just telling caregivers of their spouses, you know, the services that Minuteman does offer, so they're not doing it themselves. And that's going to be on March 4th here at the multipurpose room from 3:30 to 5:30. And there's a flyer going around. I'll make sure I get it out and put it all over the building, and you know, maybe Barbara can talk about it again in her thing when I get the flyer, so she can let everybody know the dates and the times. But for here at the meal site on Wednesday the 10th, March 10th, that is going to be the birthday lunch, and it's also the ladies' breakfast. No, excuse me, this is the birthday lunch, and the 11th is the ladies' breakfast, and on the 17th is going to be a busy day because we're actually having corned beef and cabbage that day for St. Patty's Day. So, and that's also the men's breakfast. So I would love for everybody to come down. Please sign up as early, if you could sign up possibly for that Monday the 15th, the latest the 16th, because Bateman will need a head count, because that's usually a big meal that we do. So I hope to see everybody for St. Patty's Day. And let's see, what else? I think that, oh, and also on March 25th, the new Minuteman Senior Services nutritionist, Peg McCullough, is going to be here for lunch to answer all your nutrition questions about diabetes or any health problems that you have. So she would like a lot of people to sign up for the 25th. And on the menu, we actually have Salisbury steak that day and minestrone soup. So hopefully everyone will come down. So hope to see you at the meal site in March.
We are still looking for a food shopper for the men's and ladies' breakfasts. You can go to the store and buy the eggs and the bread and everything else, and it's paid for by the Council on Aging, so it's not out of your own pocket. You will get a list, and then you can just go and use our card. So no guessing necessary. And our other volunteers will appreciate it so very much. So call Carol and Sloboda at 540-2470 if you can do this job. The Littleton Senior Club will meet on March 15th at 1:30 p.m. in the Senior Diner. The Explorers Club is exploring Channel 8 this month. We want to show you around the studio. Mark Crory, Bob Spinozzi, and I will give you an example of how the local cable access channel works. Join us on March 28th. The social begins at 1 p.m. with dessert and coffee and juice. We will begin the program at 1:45, and then you can see how this segment is taped. And then on to Bob at the green wall. We will have an interview with a guest, and finally how the program is pulled together by Mark and sent to your television. Actually, it's not much different than NBC or CBS, just a little smaller scale. Try lunch at the diner and come upstairs to Channel 8, where we are on the second floor, across from the Veterans Agent's office at the Townhouse on Shattuck Street. Now, for more entertainment, here's Evan Theovalakis with news from Indian Hill.
Thanks, Barbara. We're having a great time here at Indian Hill this month and lots to tell you. Let me start with the big concert, the Orchestra of Indian Hill. Our concert this month is Saturday, March 13, 7:30 over at Littleton High School. And the focus of this concert is Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra. And don't get scared away, because this is a fabulous work by Bartók, and Maestro Hangen is going to spend the entire concert on that one piece, on the Bartók. He's going to talk about it in depth the first half of the concert, and the second half the orchestra is going to play it, and you're really going to be excited about it after you go to a presentation like that. So something different, a different way to hear the music. So Orchestra of Indian Hill, March 13th, Saturday at Littleton High School at 7:30. Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra. And for more information, give us a call, 486-9524, to get your tickets, or online at indianhillmusic.org. Then we've got some faculty concerts going on over here at Indian Hill at 36 King Street. On Sunday, March 6th, we have pianist Michelle Kelly giving a concert of contemporary composers. And that's a free concert, but we're taking donations at the door to benefit the Indian Hill Music School Scholarship Fund, okay? So that's March 6th at 7:30 p.m. And then all the way till Sunday, March 28th at 3 o'clock, an afternoon concert, we've got pianist Mariana Rashkovetsky doing an all Chopin program. So again, another free concert, but with donations accepted, okay? And all kinds of other things for families. We've got the Pajama Jam on Friday, March 5th, our musical story hour at 6:30 p.m., and that's a free event. We've got our teen open mic, the Jammin' on the Hill, happening this month on Friday, March 12th at 7 p.m., and that's a $5 cover charge. Check that out, 486-9524 for more info. And our regular monthly box lunch this month will be on March 18th, Thursday at noon, and that will feature a vocalist, Nancy Howells, with pianist Michael Havey, doing songs that are all about love, from classical to cabaret. So that's going to be a fun afternoon on March 18th. And lots more going on. Again, check us out at indianhillmusic.org. Check out the summer term offerings. It's time to register for summer. All kinds of stuff you can take here at the music school. And March, finally, is also our Performathon month, where our music school students and faculty play for 2 days. They play Friday, March 19th in the evening and Saturday, March 20th throughout the day, free concerts in support of the Indian Hill Music Scholarship Fund. And people maybe not realize that we give over $37,000 in scholarships to people who want to study here. So again, check us out online, indianhillmusic.org, to learn more. Bye.
Thank you, Eve. Now, looking ahead at April, there will be a piano concert with Diane Dexter. The concert will be held in the first floor multi-purpose room on Wednesday, April 28th, from 1 p.m. to 2. The Friends of the Council on Aging are planning this hour of Broadway show tunes by Diane, and then you can enjoy tea and desserts. Diane has over 30 years of performing experience and has an enormous repertoire of music you'll love to hear. Joanne McCole of Life Care Center of Neshoba Valley is instructing a 2-hour, 8-week session on a matter of balance. This class is designed to reduce the fear of falling and increase the activity levels of anyone who has concerns about falls. So join Joanne on Fridays in the multi-purpose room here on Shattuck Street for this free program. The time is 9:30 to 11:30. But call 540-2470 to sign up. The thrift shop will be holding its annual $3 a bag sale in April. I know many of you look for that sale and have been asking when it will begin, so here it is. April 12th through the 30th. 3 long weeks of bargains. This is the deal of all deals. The bags will be here at our counter ready and waiting, so come on in any Monday through Friday, 10 to 3. And a reminder that the shop will be closed for seasonal changes the week of May 3rd through May 7th. If you know me, you know I love scarves. I consider a scarf a piece of jewelry, especially if I am traveling and don't want to take jewelry with me, but want something to add to my outfit. So many of you have asked how to wear a scarf. We have so many at the thrift shop, and I want to give you a brief lesson on scarves. But first of all, loosen up. Throw it on. Don't fuss with it. Make it fun. If that isn't enough, find a piece of junk jewelry, I call it clunky, and wrap it in the scarf. Scarves can make an outfit, so look for them at our thrift shop and donate those you're not wearing. If you like to make cookies or cakes and would like to donate some of those to the Council on Aging, believe me, we will be more than happy to accept the goodies. When we have programs, we like to give treats. There are 1 or 2 who always give snacks on these occasions. It would be wonderful if we had others willing to share baked goods with us. So if you are interested in donating, please call 978-54-2470. Excuse me, that was 978-540-2470, or call Barbara Cam at 486-4360 and leave your name. You know, you're going to be hearing a lot about the Littleton Country Gardeners during the next few months because this is our 50th anniversary. Our members will be in the memorial parade, so we are planning to show a lot of yellow flowers around town. If you are a country gardener, you might want to go to the 9th Annual Civic Development Workshop. Adriana O'Sullivan will speak on tough plants for tough places and beautifying your community. And that's something we love doing, beautifying this community and our own Littleton Common with those yellow flowers mentioned. The workshop will be held at the Espousal Center on Wednesday, March 31st. Call 429-2739 with any questions. If you're interested in becoming a Littleton Country Gardener, you can call Lynn Warren at 978-486-3648. It's going to be spring before you know it, and you may want to think about green and joining us to beautify your garden and our town. Our March 23rd meeting will be creating and using a home herbal medicine chest. Cheryl Forrest, a master herbalist, will be the speaker. Guests are welcome, but call Diane Doucette if you would like to attend this meeting. One of our very talented Littleton Country Gardeners is Linda Giannetta. This month, Linda has a special event she would like to tell you about.
Hi, Barbara. Events in Bloom of Littleton invites all brides and anyone having a special event to our wedding and special event open house. It's being held on Sunday, March 7th from 2 to 6 at 11 Balsam Drive in Bedford. Free admission. Come meet some of the best area wedding and special event professionals. Everything you need for your event under one roof, without the hustle and hassle of other large bridal expos. Call Carla Murphy at 781-953-0495 or on the web www.facebook.com/eventsinbloom of Boston. Hope to see you there.
The Massachusetts Horticultural Society is inviting new members. If you're interested in gardening, this is the place to go for programs and information. As a member, you can go to the Boston Flower Show for free. It's usually $20. There is a $25 gift certificate to White Flower Farm, a subscription to organic gardening and garden design, a 10% discount at garden centers and nurseries all over New England, and on and on and on. But call 617-933-4963 or go online at www.masshort.org/memberships. Some of you have attended the senior conferences. In the past, this was hosted by Senator Rezor. This year, the conference will be hosted by Senator Eldridge on Thursday, April 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Assabet Valley Regional Technical High School. This gives seniors an opportunity to attend workshops, visit informational tables, obtain health screening, enjoy lunch, entertainment, and have a chance at winning one of the dozens of door prizes. This is a free day, folks, with lots of good information, and that's for our senior community. You must call our office for a ticket, though, so call 540-2470 and spend that day with Senator Eldridge and your friends. Peg McCullough from Minuteman Senior Services will do a seminar on nutrition on March 25th. Where else? At the Senior Diner. And the seminar will start at noon. This month, our guest is Carol Jaillet, president of Neshoba Home Care. Carol's motto is making your life easier. So many of us are at the point in our lives when we will become a caregiver. You need to know how to survive this part of your life. For some, it can be easy, and others the hardest time to go through. Talk to people and find out what would be best for you and your loved one. Don't let it wear you down, or you're the person you'll be caring for. And don't let it wear down the person you're caring for either. In order to be there for that person, you need to stay healthy and upbeat, although it can be hard. Today, we'll hear alternatives to help you or someone you know get through being a caregiver. It can be a tough job. Making your life easier. Who wouldn't want that for themselves or their loved ones? Easier is not the word that comes to mind when you have to be there for someone who needs daily care. So many of us have been there or will be there someday. My guest today is Carol Jaillet, Director of Neshoba Home Care. Written on her card are the words, "Making your life easier." The list in this flyer is quite impressive. I'm going to ask you, Carol, and welcome today. I wanted to say that first. I am welcoming you. And I just wanted to ask you, tell us about Neshoba Home Care and what you actually do, because you do have a list here that is very long of things that you can do for people who need you. Really.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me on the show. It's a pleasure and an honor. Basically, we are a home care, full-service home care company designed to help anyone from if they need a few hours to 24/7 care, and the company is designed from experience in the business. We offer what sets us apart is we offer everything from on-call 24-hour service, so we're available for an unexpected discharge or emergency situation, and they will receive me, an on-call manager, not a headquarters in the Midwest, and be rerouted. In addition to that, we offer pet assistance, and we have a full service of everything from errand running, transportation, grocery shopping, personal care and hygiene. We hire people from within the community so they feel comfortable with who's going into their home. They're wonderful people. They all have reference checks, background checks, insured and bonded, Social Security validations. In addition to that, there are no language barriers. There are people that they feel comfortable with that reside within the community, so it's very nice. We also offer pet assistance for people.
Oh, that's good.
Many people find themselves in a situation where they might end up in the emergency room and they're really concerned about their pet at home, or they go in for surgery and no one's there to care for them, or the family's too busy to come by and feed and water them. And so we offer pet assistance from everything from small domestic animals to farm animals.
Oh my gosh. Well, what got you started? I mean, what made you decide to do something like this?
Well, I realized there was a great need for home care, quality home care services within the communities here. And I had worked for other companies and just saw what I liked about the business and wanted to take the best qualities of what I saw would be the best representation of a company. And in addition to that, initially starting with an elder care model, in meeting with families, realized there was a great need to relieve stress from many of the family members who are caring for a loved one or just involved in the care of a loved one. And so that's how we branched out into some of the other services as well, to relieve their stress.
There is a lot of stress, and like I said, so many of us have been there where we've been taking care of someone and worrying about ourselves sooner or later too, needing care. And like I said, I was looking through your flyer, and everything that you mentioned is in here, but so many things here that I didn't have when I needed help with my mom. I think it's really great because, I mean, meal preparations, mother's helper, a concierge, and helping families stay balanced. You have a lot of things going on here. Senior care and home health. I mean, the list goes on and on. So how many people do you have working for you?
Presently, approximately 18.
18.
And we keep them busy. We're not about quantity, we're about quality. And so everyone that works for me, either I've known or have been referred to me from someone within the community that knows them. And so we know their history, the work history, personal history, and they're just wonderful people. We look for certain personalities, and we take pride in matching them up with the right family, the right situation, the right skill level, and whether they have pets or what type of services they may need.
Well, here it says that, like Mother's Helper. So tell us a little bit about that program. It's like you have here providing assistance with daily activities for professionals, pregnant women, and busy parents or families when they are at home. So tell us about that. What would you do for these people? I mean, there is a list, but you tell us about it.
Well, like I said, when I was meeting with families and realizing how stressed out they were, we decided to branch out because it's really them that are stressed out for the performing caregiving services. And so they're in a sandwich generation where they have an elderly one at home and they have a 5-year-old. And they're trying to balance and work and maintain relationships, a family as well, keeping up with Johnny's basketball games, and or even working from home. So this way here we can help relieve the stress by helping them with those services as well. We can do errand running, you know, assistance with a senior that they're caring for, everything, like I said, from personal care and hygiene to companionship. In addition, we can take care of their child while they're there. A lot of people telecommute nowadays, and so we can do that with the house cleaning, changing linens, and just performing all kinds of duties that they need, even organizing birthday parties for them, or handyman services. So it just relieves a lot of stress from them.
Yeah. Wow. Where were you when I needed it? And again, a lot of these families too, you're talking about the sandwich family that probably has a parent who needs them, but all of a sudden you also have maybe a divorced child with children coming home.
Yes.
And you're in the middle. So there's a lot of things that you would need done and probably can't get to everything. You're like an extra wife.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Which is good, or husband, I should say. But now, okay, let's talk about this concierge. Let's see, personal concierge service and organizing files and paperwork.
Right. How many people come home and they look at all the paperwork that they have around their home and say, oh, I just don't have the time? Or being organized. We can organize all their files, get them everything put together, and help them keep their life and maintain their life in an organized fashion. In addition to errand running, maybe making travel plans for them. We have a whole administrative section for that as well. Because a lot of young, not even young professionals, but single professionals or any professional need some type of assistance with that as well. Or they have a pet and they're going to traveling for 2 weeks and they need someone to come take care of them. We do pet assistance for someone like that as much as someone who just needs help, you know, as a senior with their pet. A lot of times it's very important where they're so isolated, the seniors, that they maintain their pets and keep their pets. It just gives them a sense of well-being, and statistics have shown the people that continue to have pets, actually it enhances their health and it gives them more motivation for personal care and hygiene and their upkeep more than someone who doesn't, because they have to get up and care for this pet, and if they're able to ambulate and walk and able to get outside and take the pet for walks, then they're socializing with other people and it keeps them healthy as well and mentally healthy and improves social skills.
Well, then your business must have people who do, you know, all different kinds of jobs. So they must come from all different kinds of, you know, vocations.
Right.
So, yeah, because if you're talking about taking care of someone's files or just putting it away or taking dry cleaning someplace for them, those probably are two different personalities too.
Well, that's true. But also what I'm finding is a lot of people that have worked in the corporate world feel that they want to do something different. So some people who have strong administrative backgrounds wanted to get into home health, and so they ended up taking courses and getting some experience, and so they have both backgrounds, which is really nice. And so we have a lot of those people on staff, as well as we have a nurse and people that are just CNAs and home health aides and companions.
Yeah, well, it looks like I see scheduling airport taxi or limousines, replacement staff for a sick child.
Yes.
Yeah, and just date reminders.
Yes.
Your schedules must be unbelievable. you know, to take care of all of those things. And imagine the one person doing all of this at home. Yes, then they do need some, and you have 18 people that could probably come in and take care of all those things, you know? That's wonderful. And, okay, I'm getting to the back of the book here where it's senior care and home health, and if we've talked a little bit about that, but you have Alzheimer and dementia care, too.
Yes.
And, yeah, companionship and conversations, and that's very good, very good. That's one of the things that the at-home senior who is starting dementia needs, too. When my mother started hers, I had to, she didn't want any home care because nothing's wrong with me. I'm not old enough. She was 90, the whole thing. But I had to tell a story to her that someone was coming that was a good friend of mine for coffee. They were coming for coffee. Yes. And had her sit with us. And then all of a sudden, Mother, it was her friend, too. So this person was able to come back and help because, oh, Mom, remember when you met Jane last week? Well, she thought you were so nice. She wants to come back and have coffee with you sometime and chit-chat. And, oh, yes, I liked her too, you know, that kind of thing. So that's important also.
Oh, yes. What I'd like to say is we put the personal touch back into home care that's been lost. It's really, we found lacking with larger companies. And so in order to do that, we need people that they feel comfortable with as well. And there's different ways because many of the seniors don't feel that they're seniors.
Right.
And so we do offer Mother's Helper in the concierge. And so I've had 92-year-old women call up and want Mother's Helper services, and it's wonderful. So many people are staying active longer and have great health, and they just need a helping hand. So yes, one avenue is to have someone come and they think that they're there just to have coffee, and once they start to get to know them and trust them, for the families out there that are having a resistant elder refuse services, that is one avenue for them. To keep them independent and safe at home. There are many people out there that are very concerned about a family member, and they might be falling or not keeping up with their personal care and hygiene. There's been several situations we've seen, and they're deathly afraid to be honest with their parent and say, look, you know, you're really not taking care of yourself. In order to keep you independent at home, we need to call a place like Neshoba Home Care so that we can keep you here and keep you safe. Otherwise, they're falling, they're going into the hospital, rehabs, there's all kinds of situations I see.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it funny how we're afraid to tell our parents that maybe they need some help? Are we afraid they're going to yell at us or something? You know, it's like, oh, my mother will yell at me if I tell her that she needs some help. We never get over that, do we? How come my children don't feel that way about me? No, this sounds really extensive. It sounds like you do, like I've said just a minute ago, so much that's very important, and I hope that, you know, I hope that you guys out there are listening to this, because there are so many things that you have to do to take care of your parent, even a child that maybe needs home care.
Oh, sure, disabled, even if it's short term. Someone has surgery, you need us to go in and check on them or help them. We've had people that have had hip surgery or hip replacement, and we go to the home and help them out for a few weeks until they're feeling better.
And you take them for medical appointments?
Yes, yep. There are many elders that cannot drive or people that have lost their license, and we, instead of having someone take time off of work to go and take them, they hire us and we take them. And we stay right with them through the whole appointment. You know, we can wait in the waiting room or whatever they'd like, and we make sure they're safe and comfortable and then take them home. Or if they have any errands while we're out or grocery shopping, we can do that as well. It gets to the point where they start scheduling what they'd like to do on those days that we go there, and it's wonderful, and it's just terrific. Because what we find too is that employers are realizing that it takes such a toll on their employees as far as time off of work and the stress of caregiving. They're very distracted, and it's so much stress for them. That it's so important to keep their life more streamlined with
Right.
help.
Well, it sounds like that. It sounds like, okay, so talk to me a little bit about, a lot of times men have to take care of their wives. Okay. Women seem to like, okay, Harry, you know, like, you need to go to bed, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take your pill, you need to do this, and then they go on and they do the cooking and they do the cleaning and they do whatever. And I'm not taking away from men about this at all, because women are just naturally going to be like this, being mom, okay? And then they take over being mom, I suppose, taking care of a husband or a parent. But what about men? What happens to them? I mean, well, give me something about caregiving as far as men are concerned. And they're probably afraid to go to someone else and say, I need help.
Right. What I'd like to say is there's over 1 million men presently taking care of a spouse or a loved one. And the reason for that is because of the societal changes that have happened over the years, smaller family units, and many of the daughters who used to be the primary caregiver have moved away, so there's a lot of long-distance caregiving, and they're really worried. And in addition to that, to give a tribute to the fathers, anyone can be a dad, but it takes someone special to be a father. And so this is truly a tribute to them, that there are so many men out there right now caring for a loved one and are trying so hard. And men deal with things very differently. They're very task-oriented, as opposed to women work more on an emotional side. And so to them, they feel that, as they did over the years, we're the breadwinners and had to carry everything on their shoulders. They walked us down the aisle. They were there at our Little League games and took us fishing. And they feel that they have to carry all this burden on their shoulders. So they technically, usually, don't communicate to the family members that they need help and what's going on in the home and what types of needs there are. And the person's care can deteriorate. They feel like they're doing the best thing possible. But in fact, a lot of times there are personal care types of things that a trained individual would know from our home care agency that than someone who's a lay person that isn't trained in personal care and hygiene. And also we would notice things that are deteriorating, that are happening with them, that they need medical attention for right away. And also what happens is, if they're caring for someone, their health starts to deteriorate.
Sure. And you know, men, they don't go to the doctors unless the wife is yelling, go to the doctor. I mean, they seem to put it off forever because either they don't want to admit that something is happening or it won't happen to me, you know, this kind of thing. So I would imagine that they would ignore themselves during this time and, you know, to take care of the other person. And oftentimes this hurts them, and they're the one that ends up very sick.
That's absolutely right. Caring for someone else is so much stress, and what they have found is that a spouse, typically a man caring for his spouse, has deteriorated and will pass away before the spouse because it is so much stress. So a couple of things I'd like to recommend is it's very important to maintain their life. You know, keep connected with people. Feel free to ask for help. Stay active as far as exercising. Communicate to the family what needs to be done. Please let them know, even if it's by email, so they don't have to call each one individually, because that can be emotionally draining for them. If they have access to email and can send that information out, that would be terrific. And acknowledge your feelings as well. Yeah,
well, sometimes they don't have family. What if they don't have family? And then, you know, and they don't know that there is home care out there. For some reason, they probably wouldn't go someplace. They wouldn't look it up. They wouldn't go someplace. They just feel that it's their job. And they're staying healthy for them is important for the person that they're taking care of, if they want to be there for them through the whole thing.
Sure, and another item that needs to be looked at is the fact that they have a real hard time letting someone into their world. They're so used to living privately. And, you know, they have their own way of living and their own thoughts, and they feel inviting a stranger in is very intimidating to them. When in fact, once they get to know someone and trust them, it's wonderful. But we do have a situation where there was a gentleman who was senior, and he had a heart attack. He called me for a ride to the hospital. We ended up calling the ambulance and the police, took him to the hospital, but we've been assisting him for 3 months now, and come to find out he's a famous painter and a flutist, and he really appreciates our services. We've saved his life a couple of times, and we're in there 24/7, and he's just a wonderful man, and we keep him safe and independent in his home. And we take him to where he needs to go, manage his care, take him to doctor's appointments, make sure everything's on par, and coordinate with the nursing service as well. And we do get referrals from a nursing service, so that speaks volumes. They said that they've never seen such an active, credible, professional agency take care of an individual the way we have with him. And in addition to that, we cleaned his whole house and renovated some things that he wanted done, and
Oh, my.
it's made it so much nicer for him, so he's very grateful. But yes, so also caregivers need to take pride in what they're doing and realize that there are limits to what they can do, and acknowledge your feelings, being angry and depressed, because it is a lot on you. And so that's why it's very important to keep in touch with everyone.
Yeah, and I can imagine getting a little angry or depressed when it's you alone.
Yes.
And that's why you need people to come in and help.
Right,
There's
exactly.
nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful. It is wonderful, I know, because we needed to take a trip. We needed a vacation. And so we did get someone to come in and stay with Mom while we were gone. And it was such a relief knowing that we knew that she was at the point where she shouldn't be by herself. You know, and you're also afraid that she's going to cook and maybe leave the stove on, or, you know, or burn herself, or anything. So that was a relief. So I'm all for help. You know, I feel that it does make you feel a lot better. And so it's like they need your phone number. I think. But, you know, I just, I hope somebody gets something out of this today, because everything you're talking about, I mean, there's so much there. I feel like just having you come in, just to come into my house and do a few things, you know. I don't have anyone that I'm taking care of, but you would be taking care of me, and I like that. But, yeah, I think that it's sounds like a very good job that you're doing, you and your people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We love it. We have a passion for it, and that's why this business was created. And so I seek people to work for me that have the same passion and that have the reliability and the same attitude and the caring, you know, aspect, in addition to being pet lovers and having a variety of skills. So it's wonderful.
Yeah, I guess, you know, what kind of pets have you taken care of, or can you take? There's one. What kind can you take care of?
Everything.
Everything.
Well, let me just specify. Any type of domestic animal we can take care of, in addition to farm animals, cows, pigs, whatever. Horses, I have horses, and dogs, cats, of course. What we find the most of are dogs and cats, birds, some horses, but I have had a situation where someone owned a farm and their family was gone away. They ended up in the hospital with an emergency, and they needed someone to go there and care for their pets, and so we can certainly help them out with that too. And it's a pleasure. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's so nice. It's so rewarding, and people really appreciate the services, and it starts a relationship as well.
Well, sounds pretty good to me. Thank you, Carol, for being here today.
Thank you.
I
It's been a
appreciate
pleasure.
it, and I've enjoyed the visit and learned a lot. And if you're interested in the Shoba Home Care for any of the above, call 978-448-2113. I'm sure Carol would appreciate that. But in the meantime, don't forget to hug a senior or caregiver. We all need a big hug. So see you next month. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Here's a trick I'm going to show you. Hold it up like this. Wait, let go. And you go. There you go. So, that was hard.